everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Ender's Game, Chapter 7, Salamander. This chapter is really long, so we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to kind of rush through the summary because there are a lot of vocabulary words, and I apologize for that. The first part is Graf and another general talking, and they're kind of talking about Ender and how he killed the giant and defeated that game. But at the end, there's kind of a shift where the other person that Graf is talking to, a general, he's like, man, these kids, they're not normal. They don't act like kids. And he says, Graf, man, don't hurt this little boy. Don't hurt this kid, Ender. And Graf says, what? Are you kidding me? And he says, well, I mean, don't hurt him more than you have to. And that's kind of how their conversation ends. The next day starts off with Ally talking to Ender saying, Ender, look, man, I know that you sent those messages from Bernard. I've kind of learned how to do it. But listen, you need to help me because I just hacked someone else's system and I burnt all their stuff. And now they're going to come back to try and get revenge on me. Please, Ender, give me your security system. And the whole time Ender's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And then Ender says, okay, look, show me your computer and I'll set up a security system for you. Ender doesn't want to give his security system away because then Ally could use it maybe to hack Ender. So Ender says, I'll make yours for you. When they get to their bunks, Ender is trying to open his locker, but it's locked. And Ally comes with his computer and he sees that Ender's been locked out. And Ally thinks, oh my goodness, someone hacked you, Ender. Someone got into your system. Oh, you lost. And he starts teasing Ender. And Ender's like, oh man, I guess I'm not the genius you thought I was. Maybe you don't want my security system. But then as Ender tries to get away or get up and get out, a piece of paper falls to the ground. And Ally says, whoa, Ender, did you see that? Picks up the paper and they're transfer orders. They're orders for Ender to go to an actual army, is what they call them, a group of soldiers that are the big kids. And this is unheard of, right? Kids don't go into armies until they're like 8 years old. That's 2 more years. But Ender's getting transferred. And Ender feels so terrible because he's finally started to bond with this unit, to grow, to be one of them, and to have friends. And Ally says, man, they're right, Ender. You're the best of us, man. You got to get out of here. They have more they want to teach you. And Ender says, man, I wish they would have taught me what it's like to have a friend. And in this moment, there's kind of this special connection where Ally kind of gives Ender, I can't remember if he gives him a hug, but he gives him a kiss on the cheek and he says, salam. And Ender has no idea what this means. But he has a hint that it was something special and hidden. And he feels like there's this special friendship secret from Ali that he just shared with Ender. And probably, if the story, we can guess that Ali might be from the Middle East. He might be Muslim. And he might have this religion inside, but he's afraid to share it because the government at this time in the world doesn't really like strong religions. Like his parents. Ender's dad was Catholic and his mom was Mormon, but they were ashamed of that belief, even though they still kept that belief. If you remember where Graf was talking about that. So this is kind of a secret like that. But then Ender has to go. He goes over to Salamander Army. He can't take anything with him. He actually makes a joke with Ali. Says, man, I can't take anything with me. Should I just go naked? Right? And they kind of laugh, but you don't probably want to walk around naked. So he goes in his suit. When he gets there, he realizes that, one, he's saying the leader's name wrong. He calls him Bonzo, like a clown, but it's Bonzo, which has a Spanish kind of feel to it. And he meets a young woman there, young girl, whatever you want to call her, named Petra. Petra's kind of an outcast in this group, but she kind of takes a liking to Ender immediately. And Ender's like, oh my goodness, no, 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 this isn't good. I don't want to be friends with the outcast. I don't want to. Oh no, I'm already getting connected with her, my identity. And then Bonzo comes. And Bonzo does not like Ender. He's very angry, he's very upset, and he gives Ender orders saying, you are not going to do anything. You're not going to learn anything. I'm going to get rid of you as soon as I can. And you are never going to go into battle room. You're never going to shoot anything. And he gives Ender all these orders. But before that happens, actually, Ender looks at Bonzo, and Bonzo's really handsome. He has these passionate eyes. And Ender thinks, wow, I would follow this guy into battle just to see what those eyes see. And so there's this really nice part, but then Bonzo just ruins it. And you see throughout this chapter, it gets even worse. So there's a bad start. Bonzo doesn't like him. He gets sent to the back of the room to where all of the bad players are. So Bonzo puts the bad people in the back of the room and the good people up front. And so it's just not looking good for Ender in this new arena. Petra ends up coming up to him and talking some more, and Ender realizes, like, okay, you know what? Petra might not be the best friend I can have in this environment, but she's better than nothing. And immediately he starts to shift to become a good friend to her. And he starts to change his language and his body language to match the way she is, because Ender can blend in very easily, very quickly. And they talk about this in the previous chapters. Ender has this really amazing ability to kind of feel what you're feeling, know what you know, and to be like you, to kind of copy you. Which is why they wanted him to be with Peter and Valentine. And he copied both of them and had a good mix of them. So anyways, he does this all throughout the book. In the game room, he did it. Here in this place, he does it, and he does it in other places. And when Ender gets there, he realizes that there's no security lock on his locker. Everything is public. He doesn't own anything. The suits aren't even like a good fit for him. He possesses nothing. But he does make a friend with Petra, and Petra says, look, in the morning, I will teach you how to shoot better, and I can help you practice. Bonzo won't let you practice. Bonzo won't teach you anything, but I can at least hang out with you and teach you how to shoot. Ender has to go to the bathroom before it's bedtime, and before he leaves, some of the other bunkmates share the rules with Ender, saying, "Hey, Ender, whoa, Ender, put on your uniform, because you can't be in like your pajamas or like a t-shirt and shorts in this barracks." Why? Because Bonzo has this really special rule where Petra, she can do whatever she wants. If she wants to run around in her underwear, she can do it. But for the boys, because Petra's around, they always have to be suited up unless they're in their bunk. So, Ender, put on your clothes. Ender thinks this is really dumb, but he follows it anyways. And he says, oh, also when you go to the bathroom, don't talk to any other armies because Bonzo will get mad. And there's some other things that they say, and they just give all these rules. Ender goes to the bathroom, and in this area, they share a bathroom with some other armies. And so as Ender's going to the bathroom, some of the other army guys are making fun of Ender, saying, what? They're letting babies into Salamander Army now? And they're joking, and Ender doesn't reply. Ender doesn't say anything. He doesn't want to cause any more problems. But he just goes to his bathroom, and he starts to leave. And then one of the boys says, whoa, hey, and isn't that Ender Wiggins from the game room? And they start to talk and whisper about him. And Ender kind of feels a little proud. He's like, okay, like these kids are making fun of me, but they know me. They know who I am. And he says, you know what? They're going to know me even more because everyone in this school is going to know my name. I'm going to be the best soldier there is. And he kind of goes off to bed. The next day, he's having training with Petra. And before they go into training, Petra's talking about like the government is hiding information from the people, and the generals and the teachers are hiding information from the students. So there has been technological advances for humans that they haven't shared. And they talk about the battle room and how they actually must have control of gravity and what that looks like, but they don't talk about it. And Petra says, don't ask too many questions because you might get iced if you do. And so Ender kind of has this sense of, oh, Petra's telling me that the armies aren't our enemies, right? They might be competition, but it's actually the adults who are keeping secrets from us and not telling us the truth. So then they go in, they practice. Ender learns a lot about shooting, a lot about moving, and they have fun. During practice times, Ender's in the battle room for the Salamander army. Ender's not allowed to go in there, so he just waits and watches. But as he's watching, he's learning what to do and what not to do, and he's asking questions, and he's thinking, okay, if Bonzo was doing this to me, what would I do from the other end? And even though he can't practice with them, he's practicing in his mind and discovering strategies. He even ends up going to his old Lanchi group, and he says, hey, look, guys, and there's some joke in there, but he says, look, I need help because I'm awful right now. I'm not worth anything, but I need you to help me get better. I'm going to teach you what I've been learning, and in turn, you guys are going to allow me to use what I've been learning to grow my skills. So a few of the Lanchis agree. So during the free time, right, this is the time you can play games or watch movies or talk to whatever, they decide to start practicing and start training. And Ender starts to train with them, and they learn a lot. And they make a lot of mistakes, and they have a lot of fun, but everyone feels good. And it actually grows and grows, and more people are coming. Bonzo hears about this, and he says, I heard that you've been practicing with Lanchis. Well, you're going to stop because I don't want any of my soldiers practicing with Lanchis. And Ender knows this is impossible. If this happens, he's going to be worthless. It's going to completely destroy his chance to learn, to grow. And so he says, sir, permission to speak with you privately. And so they're in the whole room. And whenever a soldier asks to speak with their leader privately, the leader has to give this request. So Bonzo takes Ender outside. And he's angry. He's like, what do you want, Wiggins? And Ender says, look, I'm not going to listen to you. It doesn't say it like that, right? He says it very logically, very gently. But he says, you can't tell me what to do in my free time because that's not in your power. If you try, I'm going to get you fired. I'm going to get you iced. I'm going to get you kicked out of battle school. Ender doesn't actually have this power, but there's kind of rumors going around that, oh, man, the teachers love Ender Wiggins. Oh, Ender Wiggins is the one. And so they kind of feel like Ender has some special power. He doesn't have anything. But he uses this idea to say, man, if you try to mess with my free time, which is not in your control, I'll get you iced. And he also says, but look, I'm going to let you win this to look like you're still in control from the army. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to look sad. I'm going to look angry. But in the morning, you can tell me you changed your mind, and you can let me practice with my Lanchis. And if I get better, then you can trade me more quickly. Bonzo gets so angry at this, but he knows that Ender's right, and he can't disagree. So Ender goes back into the room. He looks angry and sad. And then Bonzo in the morning says, Ender, I changed my mind. Go practice with your Lanchis. But oh man, Bonzo really hates Ender for this. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's more. So they go and they have some battles, but Ender's told, Ender, you can't go into the battle. You have to wait 4 minutes. Then you go in. Don't even take out your gun and just sit there and watch. And so that's what Ender does. In the first battle, Bonzo's army, the Salamanders, they get defeated. But Ender doesn't get discovered. So the other team wins, and Ender ends up getting like extra points for his score, which is really funny. People don't understand it, how that could have happened, because any soldier, if there was a chance to shoot and to steal victory, they would do it. And Ender could have done that, but he obeyed orders. And when Salamander, other people asked him, he would just say, I'm a soldier that obeys orders. And that's all he would say. But then it kind of came out. So Ender learns a lot of lessons watching these battle room battles, even though he can't participate in them. There's one day where it's his birthday. He's really sad. He wants to tell Petra, but he decides not to. And then the next day he feels better. And then this last one, Ender disobeys orders. So Bonzo's army is getting destroyed. There are some other soldiers about ready to win, and Ender just like, you know what? I'm done. He takes his gun and he starts shooting the enemy soldiers. And he actually creates a game that Salamander ends up being a tie. No one wins, and it's because of Ender's actions. Bonzo gets so angry at this that he ends up hitting Ender in the face, whoop-pow, really hard. Ender almost falls down, and then he punches Ender in the stomach, and Ender falls to the ground and starts crying because of the pain. And then, Ender gets transferred to, I think, Rat Army, and he decides to take some lessons on how to protect himself fighting in gravity. So that way, he doesn't want to get revenge on Bonzo, but he wants to make sure that no one can hurt him and attack him in that same way like Bonzo did. Okay, that's how the chapter ends. Whew, that was a lot. I know it's already late, but man, there's even more vocabulary. Unauthorized means you don't have permission. Somebody done a dance on your head. This means that somebody tricked you, or someone defeated you in that sense. Somebody eat your face. This is again somebody defeated you. This is a slang. We don't use this in normal English, so don't try to say this to your friend. But in battle school, this is kind of some of the language that they use. Promote means to get a higher position. So Ender was a Launchie, but he got promoted to a soldier, which is actually really impressive. Contention. Contention is like struggle or fighting or some difficulty. Impulse is doing something quickly, usually based on your emotion, right? Do this, okay. And you just do something without planning or thinking. Impulse. Desiccated is dried out. So the Ender's looking in the video game, and the giant, he goes into the video game world, and the giant has been desiccated. It's all been dried out, and birds have eaten his body. And there were some rats that were like trying to chew on the bones, but Ender scared them away, and the bones still remained. More vocabulary. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. No, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Polyglot. I actually have no idea what this means, and I forgot to look it up. Pause for a second. Let me find out. Okay. Polyglot, sorry, is knowing several languages. I can't remember how it was used in the story, but it's knowing several languages. The next word here is enema. As far as I know, an enema is when a doctor like puts some medicine into your butt. Okay, so this is not fun. This is not good. Putting some medicine or some cleaning things or something, like inspecting your body through your bottom. Ooh. And Petra makes a joke about it. I think she says salamander, if they did an enema on salamander, it would be green, green, brown. You know, and then the brown part, of course, is the poop. Emerge is to come out. Indecent means not appropriate, rude, or not like kissing in public. Think of something like that, like two people kissing. Oh my goodness, that's indecent behavior. Something that maybe normal people wouldn't do. Obscurity means unknown, not able to be seen. Ender doesn't want to be obscure. Disassociate means to separate. He wants to disassociate from Petra in the beginning, But then he realizes that's going to be my only friend. I better become friends with her. Pissant. I don't know where this comes from, but I just imagine like an ant and someone peeing on an ant. So piss is another way to say pee. And so there's pissant, which is a small, low person that's not important at all. And soldiers or armies would say pissant, usually not used in normal language. Magnanimous. Magnanimous is generous or kind. And Ender was magnanimous because he allowed Bonzo to keep his pride in front of his army. And Bonzo hated Ender for that. Okay, a few more. Efficiencies is doing things quickly, cleanly, without any errors. So Ender's score on efficiencies, how well you shoot your target, how often you miss, how often you get killed, they were really high because he had almost a perfect score because his first battle he didn't do anything. Carnage is chaos and destruction. If you know like Spider-Man, okay, there's Spider-Man, and then there's Venom, which is like poison, and then Venom has like a son or something like that. It's kind of weird, named Carnage, and Carnage is really evil and causes chaos and destruction. That's why his name is Carnage. That leaves us with our discussion question. Would you want to get revenge on Bonzo? At the end, Ender's going to practice learning how to fight, not to get revenge, but just to protect himself. But would you want to get revenge? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.